Sometimes, one bad decision is all it takes to ruin a career, similar to this officer's poor judgment which led to a situation that cost him everything.
Hey, can I get your name?
No, I'm not going to give my name.
Okay, that's fine.
In February 2024, an auditor by the name of Sean, who frequently posted on his channel Long Island Audit, visited the Patrick Space Force Base in Bard County, Florida to exercise his First Amendment right to film in public places. Upon arrival, he was greeted by an officer almost instantly.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how are you?
What's going on today?
Nothing much, just taking some pictures and videos of the base here.
Gotcha. I'm Staff Sergeant Drive with the 45th Security Forces Squadron. I just came to check up on you, see how it's going. That's it.
Okay.
Do you have any identification on you that I can check?
No, I'm not going to provide you with any ID.
That's fine. Just let you know, if you cross that white line, if you have no identification to allow you access onto the installation, then we'll have to get you under trespassing. Okay?
I got you. All right, so that white line right over there.
That white line right there. Whatever you want to do right here.
But all this is public property, correct? Okay, great.
The sergeant was kind enough to inform Sean about the areas that were off limit. When asked for ID, Sean politely declined, which most officers don't reply kindly to. But this one had the decency to recognize the importance of Sean's First Amendment right as well. A perfect example of how trained personnel should operate.
Sergeant Andrade with Security Forces has come out and spoke with us. Of course, he's going to ask for ID, but we're not going to give it here. They have a right to be concerned, but I have a right to stay here and film for as long as I'd like. Also have the right not to give up my personal identification. That white line right there in front of us is right over here is where you formally enter the U.S. Space Force base and their property.
But soon enough, a vehicle pulled up with, you guessed it, cops, trying to poke their nose into civilian business.
Hi, how are you? Good. Investigator Erickson?
Yes, sir.
And your name, ma'am?
Investigator Beagle.
Exactly, Beagle? Beagle?
Yes.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you. We're just wondering why you're recording a military installation.
Yeah, no.
Something we can help you with?
No, you don't. I don't need help with anything. I'm just taking some public photography of the base, that's all.
Okay, so in order to do that, you have to go through the installation actually and go through public affairs and coordinate it with them.
Yeah.
Since they're the ones that do all the photography. You can't
But
actually
I don't want to go on the base and photograph.
No. We
No.
were told that you were recording what the gate is doing.
Yeah, I'm recording the gate, everything around the gate. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I'm from my understanding, investigator, is that I'm just taking public photos from a public.
Okay. Is that
place.
your job? Do you work for a news company?
Yeah, I'm an independent journalist.
Okay.
Yeah, I have no. I have no ill intent, and like I said, I'm just filming what I can see from public. That's all.
And I understand, we have the cool Space Force sign and everybody.
Space Force. Yeah, pretty cool.
Unfortunately, I don't make the rules.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you just can't record the installation entry control.
Two female investigators pull up in an unmarked vehicle and begin questioning a citizen without offering any legitimate identification of who they are. Tell me you're illegally posing as federal agents without actually saying you're illegally posing as federal agents.
I understand that that's what you perceive to be the rules, but I know I'm not breaking any laws by doing this, because if I can see it from public, I can record it from public. So, that might be like a Air Force rule or Space Force rule, but
it's a federal government.
A federal government rule?
So this is a federal installation.
Yes, I understand that.
So
I get that.
We can't. You're allowed to stand here.
Uh-huh.
You can record that. You can record that.
Yeah.
But you cannot record that.
I just think I don't think we're gonna agree here.
We're not, and we understand that. We're just telling you cannot do it.
Okay.
And that we would have to, I don't want to, but we would have to call local law enforcement out here to escort you away from the installation if you don't follow the procedures in regards to recording the installation.
Yeah. No,
That's why we're just coming to you and giving you the chance to just not.
Yeah, no, and I understand exactly why you guys are here, and I can understand that, but I have a right to be here. I have a right to film whatever I can see from public. And that's what I think, regardless of whatever. I don't know what rules you're speaking of, but that's what I know. So if you need to call local law enforcement or whatever you need to do, that's fine. You can.
What's worse is that they proceed to cite complete shit about what the law says regarding recording of a military base. Who the hell is responsible for training these people?
I really appreciate that.
Okay, and can I get your name?
No, I'm not gonna give my name.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Stand here
When Sean refuses to deny them any identification, one of them, still smiling, proceeds to go do something in their car, presumably calling actual officers to deal with Sean.
So how long have you been an investigator? Long time? Doesn't look like it could be a long time. All right. U.S. government plates here on this Ford Fusion. 2 investigators with the Air Force. Investigators here. I am breaking some sort of federal rule, was their word. A federal rule that says that you cannot record a military installation from public. I'm not exactly what rule these investigators are referring to, but they were nice enough, cordial enough, even though they're wrong.
Defeated, they eventually retired to the car and drove off. They obviously realized that Sean was educated enough to not fall for these underage tyrants with a little bit of authority. These female cops chose to leave Sean alone, but he wasn't really that lucky when he came across these really annoying cops in a library.
You guys here for me?
On February 18, 2024, Sean was peacefully exercising his First Amendment rights when he was approached by 5 police officers who attempted to remove him from the building. So apparently, if you're filming inside a public library, the cops can be called on you.
Enforcement has arrived, even though I haven't spoken to anybody.
Have we talked to you yet?
No, I haven't spoken to anybody at the library yet. No.
Okay. Did anybody from the library talk to you?
No, nobody.
Okay.
Why, what's up?
So, as far as I believe, you need written permission to film inside the library from the director.
I need written permission from the director of the
I'll
library.
get that right.
Yeah, sure, no problem, thanks. Appreciate it.
No one has talked to this auditor about filming in the library, yet this is what happens.
So they called you, but they didn't speak to me? I don't understand. Why did they call you? Because...
The library has a policy about filming. We're going to get it for you right now.
Okay. So no one from the library. Hey, sir, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You mind if I get your name and badge number?
Kevin Shoetrop, badge number's 82.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Slow day today?
What's that?
Slow day today?
Every day's different.
I just asked because, you know, 4 law enforcement officers for a man with a camera seems a little excessive, that's all. I'm not a threat. I'm not a threat to any of you guys. Or anyone.
And that's not all.
So we got the policy for you.
Hi, sir. How are you?
Sir, how are you?
Can I get your name and badge number, please?
Sure, Sergeant Noble.
Sergeant Noble.
51, yeah.
So this is the library's policy?
Yes, number 18.
So it says recording within the building without express permission of the library director, written permission from all those being videotaped, photographed, and otherwise is prohibited.
It's enforcement.
Right. Do you enforce policies?
That's them here.
So why are you here if you're not enforcing the policy?
The director is enforcing the policy.
The director? And the director's name? Do you mind if I speak to the director?
She does not want to speak to you.
She doesn't want to speak to me?
Yes, sir.
So how do I know that she's... I don't know what... how do I... why can't I speak to her? She's a public servant.
I can't speak on her behalf.
Right. But you are, though, because you're bringing me a
Just saying
policy.
that, correct.
Right. So that means you're
library.
speaking on her behalf.
Okay, if that's what you feel I'm doing.
Well, you are, sir. I mean, it's pretty
I'm not
obvious.
gonna dispute it with you.
No, I don't want to dispute anything with you either, sir. It just... It doesn't seem... You enforce the law. You're a law enforcement officer, Sergeant?
Yes, sir.
Happen to have a
But
recording in my
but
hand.
it's against their policy.
Right, but their policy can't trump the United States Constitution and the First Amendment of freedom of press. I'm a journalist. I'm here conducting an investigation for a story and using the library for its intended purpose. I'm reading books. I'm looking at what they have here. How can you... That's like if they had a policy that said...
Are you filming other people without permission?
Well, it's funny that you say that because you're right below a camera. The library didn't ask me for permission to film me, sir. And do you know why they don't have to ask me for permission to film me? And why none of you who have body cameras on asked me for permission to film me today? Because you don't need the permission to film me because we're in public and there's no reasonable expectation of privacy in public, sir.
After being schooled by a civilian about the Constitution and the First Amendment, what happens next is even more surprising.
I just don't understand what is your purpose here to hand me a policy?
Because we got called of a suspicious person here.
filming people, which is against their policy. So they would like you to leave.
A suspicious person. What about me is suspicious, sir?
That was filming people, walking around filming.
That's
what we got.
So by that standard, you're suspicious.
Why am I suspicious?
Because you're walking around filming people, sir.
No, we only film when we get to a call.
Right.
Per our policy.
Right, exactly. Per your policy, that's fine. And I have my own policies. I have a company, and my own policies say that I follow the United States Constitution, as you should, sir. You took an oath to uphold the United States Constitution.
The cops even pretend to help with the auditor's investigation, but still urge him to turn off the camera.
I'm trying to actually find the United States Constitution and some literature here to make sure that they carry it here. It's part of my investigation to make sure that they.
I will help you get that documentation.
Right. So that, I mean, but that's fine. But why? Right. That's yeah.
You are using it for your intended purpose.
Right.
Go find the Constitution.
That's fine.
Go right ahead.
Right. That's all. And the only thing is, I'm holding a camera. I'm not here just to film. I'm here to use it. I'm here to. Yeah.
Perfect.
No one's impeding your ability to film in here right now. So we're not taking the camera from you. We're not.
Right. Oh, I hope not. You don't seem like the type that would. But you know, I've been in situations where it's not been.
This is what the cops had to say about the library's policy.
It doesn't make any sense.
People you're working on or whatever they may have or sensitive stuff, and they don't want to film. I'm assuming that's why they have this policy.
Right. Well, sensitive stuff in what? This is a public area, sir. There's nothing sensitive.
Children come.
Right. I'm not in a. Listen, I could be in children's area, but I'm not in the children's areas. No, but I know in every library there's a children's section that's cordoned off for children. Never went into that section. And I like how libraries are structured that way. That way, children can stay where the children belong.
So clearly, listen.
Hey, sir, how are you? Mind if I was getting your badge number, sir?
Yeah, let me throw my camera first.
Oh, sure.
I just walked in.
Yeah, no problem, sir. I just like to get everybody's name.
Sergeant Donald Wilson.
Sergeant Donald, thank you.
6'3".
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
There are 5 law enforcement officers here on a call about a suspicious man filming in public who is actually peacefully just exercising his right to the First Amendment. Funny how the media works, and people are quick to point fingers.
You're free to film in our police headquarters in the front lobby if you want. We're open 24 hours a day as well.
Oh, right. It's public, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
The other sergeant is late to the party, and the auditor explains his situation. And this is what he had to say about the whole situation.
The other sergeant over here showed me a policy that the library has. I haven't spoken to... first of all, while I was looking at books here and exercising my constitutional rights, no one came up to me and spoke to me and told me anything. It's when you guys came here, law enforcement, that I was... you guys told me that there was some sort of policy. They showed me the policy. And I understand that the policy exists. I've seen it with my own eyes. But again, my only response to that, Sergeant, would be that a policy can say anything. You're not policy enforcement. You're law enforcement. If the policy said that, white people couldn't come into the library or black people or...
The hyperbole is a bit much on that.
Well, I mean, it's the same. It's the same
not,
thing.
No,
because we have a right.
The policy. This policy is very specific in that they don't want you filming unless you have prior approval. It makes no mention to conflate the issue with race or religion or gender or any other issue. Will you give me your name and ID so I can?
My name is Sean, sir.
Sean, and am I going to be able to? I need more than that to look you up to. You are.
Right. No, I don't want to be. That's I think that's overkill because I'm not trying to do anything.
Is you coming in here and doing this? Right.
Exercising my rights.
We have things to do.
So go do them, sir.
But now we're just going to leave you in here, and you're going to walk around. Are you going to harass staff? Are you going to film children? You said you're here to read books.
Sir, was I harassing anybody? You said you're late to the party. What was I doing when you walked in?
I said.
Was I harassing anyone?
Are you going to harass somebody?
Was I harassing anyone, sir?
No, you were walking around filming.
Okay. Was I looking at books?
I don't know.
Okay. Was I wasn't harassing anybody. So again, you're trying to make it seem that something that it's not. I'm not harassing anybody. I don't want to harass anybody.
Never said you were.
Okay, but you're trying to infer that that's
no,
if you leave that what are you going to do?
You're inferring that what I was inferring is wrong. I was asking you a question. I said, are you going to harass anybody?
While the sergeant kept getting angrier, a new member joined the party.
We're good, sir. We don't need that.
So,
The Constitution explained.
So that is their stance on it. So that's why.
Yeah, that's what he called.
Yeah.
Right.
The different policy.
Well, he's not willing to leave, so.
To be clear, you're not willing to leave, sir?
Oh, no, not unless you're threatening to arrest me. Okay, so no. I want to use the library like anybody else.
The library director doesn't even respond to the auditor.
Ma'am, are you the library director?
I'm talking right now. Just 1 second.
Oh, excuse me. Are you the library director, ma'am?
When last time he was agreeing to leave. So, this guy's not. So we'll just pay this for a little bit.
Okay.
Just go there.
Thank you.
You do that?
I'm good with that. Thank you.
Ma'am, are you the library director? Okay. Have a nice day, ma'am. Take care.
Now, the sergeant just starts to get petty.
So there's not a lot of crime here in Franklin Lake, sir?
You can look that up.
Oh, I was just asking you.
Use the internet access here to look it up.
Right. I know. I was just asking you. See, now you're just being confrontational at this
No,
point.
no. You libraries are places of resource, piece of knowledge.
Right.
You have access to the internet. You can look it up.
Right.
I
I
don't
will.
know. Your definition of what a lot of crime is going to be comparatively different to what my definition of a lot of crime is.
Okay.
So I don't
You're
want
right.
to give you wrong information. I want to give you
Right.
false info.
Right. Gotcha. All right. Thanks, Sergeant. Yep.
After realizing that they're in the wrong, one after the other, the law enforcement officers left. And so did Sean, making sure that his rights don't get walked on by such dumb cops. But Sean isn't the only citizen aware of how bad these cops can end up treating you. In our next case, this YouTuber turns out to be absolutely right about the tyrants that roam about under the pretense of providing safety.
The law.
I'm not scared of the law.
Where you hiding from?
I'm not hiding from anything, sir.
Okay, well, why are you scared to get out?
Because I feel safer.
On the 20th of February 2014, a YouTube auditor, Knowledge is Power, was pulled over for having illegal tires. Thankfully, he knew his rights against what ensued next. The encounter was captured by the auditor's dash cam.
Howdy.
How's it going?
Going good. About yourself?
What are you wanting down there, bud?
I'm comfortable right there.
Do what?
I'm comfortable with it right there.
You comfortable with it right there?
Yes, sir.
Let me see your driver's license.
Open the door, dude.
If you want these back, you can roll that window down for me.
What'd you say, sir? Sorry. What did you say?
Because he can't hardly hear you, that's why. If you roll the window down, we're just out looking for drunks, man. We're not here to hurt you or whatever.
That's fine.
Okay. Pull over on that side there just a minute.
I'm going to check the bed. Make sure.
For what reason do you have to detain me to pull me over into secondary, sir?
At first, the trooper constantly tries to pull the auditor's door open, claiming that they cannot hear him. But soon they noticed the dash cam and suddenly went into caution mode.
Have you suspected me of committing a crime?
Do what, buddy?
Have you suspected me of committing a crime?
Well, is there anything wrong with the car that we need to know about?
Not that I know, sir.
Oh, okay, all right.
Hold on, I'm going to check your tires. I think it looks close.
They're looking what?
Almost illegal. They're almost too slick.
Almost illegal. Alright. So I'm being pulled into secondary because my tires might be illegal. That's interesting.
Everything correct on your license? You still live at the same address?
I do, sir.
Sit tight for me, okay?
Put in my car and park. For the record, they tried to open my door just because I wouldn't roll my window down all the way before asking for my license or anything.
The officers observed the tires while pulling the driver onto the side. What's funny is that they added drugs to the list of things that they were searching the car for.
So they said they were looking for drunks. Yes, sir. What does that mean? Yes, sir.
He wants to show you a tire out here, man. It's slick.
I'd prefer to not get out of my vehicle.
Dude, we're slick out here. It's for your safety. That way you can see about getting you another tire. That's it.
Let me ask you something. Are you scared?
To get out of my vehicle? Yes, sir.
You are?
Yes, sir.
Why are you scared of the law?
I'm not scared of the law.
Where are you hiding from?
I'm not hiding from anything, sir.
Okay, well, why are you scared to get out?
Because I feel safer.
You scared of the dark?
Maybe.
Huh?
I might be.
Yeah, I believe you are. Grown man scared of the dark, that sounds kind of funny to me.
Sounds funny.
These officers were obviously intimidating the auditor, prompting him to get out of the car, to which he sensibly denied. Of course, he was aware of what happens when you're marked as suspicious by corrupt cops like these waiting for a sign.
Note they're shining the light in the camera. Funny. The first thing they said is they were looking for drunks. Still haven't been asked if I'd been drinking or not yet. Funny. Suddenly it doesn't seem to be that's what they're looking for.
If I see this vehicle out on the road again,
yes, sir.
I'm gonna stop it just because that tire on the right front.
Tire on the right front?
Very close.
In what way? So I can change it?
Needs a tire replaced.
Tire replaced?
Yeah, you don't
Tread's
know
too
Trooper
thin?
Mike Freeman, do you?
Who?
Trooper Mike Freeman.
Not that I know of.
You don't know him? Remember him writing you for 84 and a 65?
Yes, sir.
On 575? See why he's scared to get out now. Get that
No,
tire
he was very
fixed for him.
professional. I actually had a good encounter.
Did you see how the tables turned in an instant? And it only gets better with this next officer who faces a reality check he never saw coming.
Just got a complaint, been looking at cars. Yeah, my car. Right here. The guy behind me in the red shirt, he's the manager of Kmart.
Okay.
He was walking around looking in these cars. You look suspicious. You got any ID on you?
No.
You driving that vehicle?
Excuse me?
You driving this vehicle?
I'm not answering your questions.
Why aren't you?
Why do I have to?
Just asking you a simple question.
You can ask.
You got any ID on you?
Yeah, I got my ID.
Can I see it?
No.
Why not?
You don't need to see it.
If you're not in trouble,
Then leave me alone.
What's your name?
You don't need to know my name.
He said I look suspicious for standing outside.
Goodness, are we being detained? All right, let's go. I'm sorry, I gotta get my son's formula check.
That's all. I'm just waiting impatiently for her. That's all.
That's fine.
Am I?
Don't go anywhere. I just asked you for your.
Am I being detained?
I'm just asking for
Am
your.
I being detained or can I go? It's that simple.
Hold on, I forgot my phone.
Why are you acting like that? I mean, just.
Because there's no reason for you to ask me any questions. I haven't done anything illegal. I'm not doing anything wrong.
I got a gentleman here. We'll give you his ID.
Now, had I broken into somebody's car or something like that, I can understand. But you know, I got my kids in the car. I'm waiting for,
That's fine. I
don't even have to explain that to you.
This corrupt officer just can't let it go. He is stuck on getting an ID from the man, even after realizing that he is with his family and has done nothing wrong. This is how fragile their egos are. Stand up against their illegal requests, and they start her at.
This area, you got to understand.
Blah blah blah. Fort Pierce, what?
Yeah, it's Fort Pierce.
Okay.
We had a lot of break-ins.
Okay. What's it got to do with me?
You don't have anything to do.
What's your name?
You're walking around.
What's your name and badge number?
I ain't gonna answer your question.
You have to. You're a public servant, and it's your policy to answer that question.
Really?
Yeah. You call your supervisor and ask him. So you're not going to give me your name and badge number? See, am I being detained or not?
Well, you ain't done nothing wrong. I guess you're not.
Okay. Hey.
No, I just wanted to ask you. I mean, there was a gentleman in the Kmart. You know, there's a lot of break-ins. He was just protecting everybody, not being a smart aleck or anything else.
Okay.
You know, and I just walked down to get his name.
Sorry, but I have an infant son in here.
We are in a hurry. I probably shouldn't have even started this, but I mean, because now it's prolonging us to get out of here. You guys are keeping us from.
I was going out the other entrance or exit out here. The manager of Walmart.
What's your name and badge number, man? Oh boy, I'm gonna get all of them.
He was walking around.
Can I have your name and badge number, please?
Just stop. Can we just go?
No, I want to get out of here. They're not gonna let us go.
For what?
Because they don't need to be asking us any questions. I'm hanging up on my car. Can I have your name and badge number?
342.
Name and badge number? You have to tell me, sir.
Watch how almost all of them are hesitant to give the man their names and badge numbers. It's like he is asking them to rub their faces in the mud.
Is that a crime?
Have
I committed a crime?
Yeah, he flagged me.
You can
down.
investigate all you want, but I have not committed a crime.
If you don't identify himself, put him in handcuffs.
Really?
Absolutely.
Obstruction.
So, obstruction of what?
You're obstructing
What's your
justice
name,
by
sir?
us
For what? What's the crime? What crime have I committed?
What's your name?
What crime have I?
Investigating the incident.
What crime have I committed? You cannot detain me.
Okay, detain him. Put him in handcuffs.
Okay, I'll give you my ID.
We're not playing this game. We're not playing this game. We're not playing this game.
This is how these rats behave when challenged. Kudos to the man for standing up against these tyrants and putting them in their place. It's sad to see what they did to him for standing up for his rights. If you think these cops were crazy, then check out this next case.
Hold on, whoa.
On June 19th, 2016, a YouTuber named Trey Citizen posted a video in which he was filming outside Greer Police Department in South Carolina when several officers popped out of nowhere and started harassing him.
Oh, really?
you today?
What's your name and badge number?
I'm Corporal Shradd at the Greer Police Department. How are you?
I'm all right.
Okay. Is there any reason why you're videotaping? I'm just curious. You're not in any trouble. There's nothing here other than we got called and told that you were walking around the parking lot. So, any particular reason for it? No, you're not going to answer. You're recording a suspicious activity, which puts this into a category of suspicious activity, which means that Terry versus Ohio, I can detain you until I can determine or deny that this is criminal
Terry
activity.
v. Ohio says suspicious activity is not enough for reasonable cause for ID.
There's already a call on it. So, yes,
So suspicious activity, is that a felony or misdemeanor?
That's a misdemeanor.
No, it's not. And I can't believe you just sat here and lied.
Yeah, go ahead and give me your ID.
Can you call your supervisor to the scene?
I am a supervisor.
I need another one.
Okay.
I need a lieutenant or somebody else.
Okay.
Actually, I'll go and do this type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
I'm just curious.
I mean,
not
hey.
criminal activity, there's nothing to worry about.
So why are you asking for my ID then?
Because you're not answering me. And when you're not answering me, how do I know you're not filming the parking lot to come shoot it up?
It's called the Fifth Amendment, right?
So I can check on that if it's suspicious. And if part of that checking is to identify you. So if I get
It's suspicious, a felony or misdemeanor.
Hey, sir. Again.
Name, badge number?
Sergeant Forrester, 301.
All right, how you doing?
Good. How can I help you?
Well, he contacted me. He wants my ID for no reason, so I need a supervisor to let him know that, without any crime being committed, I don't have to present my ID.
Well, he actually got a call on you.
So far, the whole incident has been pretty calm. Both supervisors are polite despite being ignorant of basic civil rights. But then, Lieutenant Jim Holcomb walks in on the scene, and what he does next will blow your mind.
What crime have I committed?
Well, anytime somebody calls in and reports suspicious activity,
It's suspicious of felony or misdemeanor.
it's neither one, but he asked.
Okay, thank you. So he said it was a misdemeanor. So now we have a conflict on which one it is.
We don't have a conflict at all. We have a conflict with
hold on,
the way you're acting,
whoa.
Taping a parking lot in today's day and age, that's fine.
Whoa.
That's fine. You ain't got to whoa nothing.
Whoa. What's your name and badge number?
My badge number is 201. It's
Whoa.
Lieutenant Holcomb.
Whoa.
HOLCOMBE. Now,
whoa.
let me have an ID.
This is the intimidation factor right here.
Let me have an ID, please.
What crime have I committed? What crime have I committed?
An ID.
What crime have I committed?
An ID. You're gonna be failure to listen to a law enforcement officer ask you for an ID.
What crime have I committed?
An ID. Videotaping our parking lot and walking around the police.
Is that a crime?
Yes, sir. Right now, in
It is.
the day and age that we're dealing with, yes, sir. It is a crime.
What crime have I committed today?
Anytime there's a suspicious person.
Is that a felony or a misdemeanor?
It's a. Let me see
Whoa,
your ID.
whoa.
You got the count of
Whoa.
three, or you're going to jail.
Now you gotta see, I got one hand on my camera.
One.
Whoa.
Two.
Don't shoot
three.
me.
You're under arrest.
Whoa.
You're now under arrest. Sorry, you got your ID on me. Sorry, you got your ID on me.
I like to tell my name not to speak to anybody so I can hold the place, please.
Guess what? That's not a right.
Actually, not this.
That's a right to stay in jail. That's a right to stay in jail because if we don't have an ID and name and everything, then you stay in jail until we figure out who you are. Interfering with the police.
What crime have I committed?
Interfering with the police. Yes, you were.
You guys came to approach me.
Yes, sir. And I asked you for an ID.
And what crime has I committed?
Interfering with the police.
What crime?
Interfering with the police.
What crime? For you suspended for
Listen to me. Listen to me, because I know you're not deaf.
I don't gotta listen to you.
Interfering with the police.
I was not.
Yes, you
No,
were.
I was not.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. And you know I wasn't. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it.
I do this all the time.
That's fine.
I'm gonna do the South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia.
Well, guess what? You're going to see the inside of the South Carolina jail. Right here.
There you go.
Like I heard you say something.
That's how tyrants operate. They do whatever they feel like doing, regardless of the consequences, because they know they can get away with it. This cop is a prime example that a lot of cops just simply want to pick a fight and abuse their power. Absolutely disgusting. Watching a corrupt lieutenant walk all over a man's rights is sad to see, but this next case is even worse, where a cop tried to racially profile a lawyer.
I understand that you're here, but I don't know if this dumpster belongs to you or somebody else in the
On July 10th, 2021, in Westerville, Ohio, lawyer Emmanuel was taking the trash out on his own law office property when a corrupt officer showed up and asked for his ID. The way he spoke to Emmanuel was shocking, to say the least.
All right. Huh? Show you my ID. If you don't mind, just so, yeah, if you don't mind, can we see your ID? Yeah. That's pretty cool. Well, that is pretty cool. That's a slick business card. Yep. All right. I'll give it to him. You can keep doing what you're doing. We're just, again, we're kind of concerned. Yeah, seeing somebody dump a bunch of stuff there. So, okay. Right. Just don't run it. Oh. You don't have to go. Don't run my card. Don't run my ID. Huh? Don't run my ID. Well, we're going to at least mark it down. We're going to take down your information. Nope. I'm on my property, putting trash in my trash Okay, can. but this is, wait, this is not just your property. It's several people's property. I understand. Okay. But I'm not violating any law. So don't No run one my
said
ID.
that you're violating any law.
No, don't run my ID. I'm a lawyer. I know my rights.
Okay.
I'm not violating any law. I'm on my property. There's no suspicion. No one called anybody. So don't run my ID. I only identified myself so that this won't escalate.
That's fine, but we can still mark down who we're out with, and so that's what we're going to do.
No.
Yes.
You didn't stop me. Don't turn this into an issue.
Sir, you are turning this into an issue. We're just simply marking down who we're out with.
Yeah.
So he's just going to write it down on a piece of
Oh,
paper.
it's just your name. Why?
Because, sir, we are out with you because we were concerned that you were illegally dumping.
What complete nonsense. This corrupt cop is arguing with a lawyer about his rights and trying to gaslight him. Not only is he a tyrant, but also incredibly stupid.
You've already discovered. Do you want me to show you my office?
I understand that you're here, but I don't know if this dumpster belongs to you or somebody else in the
It belongs to me.
To you and you alone.
Yes.
Can you prove that that dumpster belongs to you and you alone?
No, he does not have to prove he owns the dumpster.
If it's also other units.
So what? It belongs to everybody. We're paying for it. It doesn't really matter if it belongs to all the units.
That's fine.
Just give me back my ID. Thank you.
Next, see how another cop's reckless abuse ends up destroying his career in an instant.
Get out of the car, ma'am. You're under arrest. And don't make me pull you out.
What's wrong?
Stand by the back.
What's wrong?
Rules.
What
Why
do
do you
you
think
mean?
that you don't have to stop when there's a police car behind you with lights of siren on?
I didn't realize you were off. Please.
Have a seat. You're under arrest. You're going to jail. Get in the car.
Please let me call my husband.
Get in the car.
He's in the hospital waiting for me.
This display of authority was carried out by none other than Officer Reynolds and his buddy. It's a shame that people like him are the ones we're supposed to turn to in an emergency when he's the one resorting to threats to approach an obviously bewildered woman.
She's under arrest. She's going to jail on a cash bond for failing to vacate the lane closest to an emergency vehicle and for failing to yield to an emergency vehicle. Tony, we'll just leave this car here. What is it?
Walk off here.
Okay. We'll leave this unlocked for now. No, don't tow it.
Your incident has been updated. My husband is in the hospital having surgery. He's waiting for me.
Ma'am, I understand. Why do you think it's okay for you to do what you did? Why do you think?
I don't understand what I did.
I've been behind you for 5
I
miles.
didn't realize you were following me.
You
I
are
forgot.
not believable.
I'm on my way to look in the hospital to see my husband.
Do you have where's your driver's license?
It's in my wallet.
Is this your purse?
No.
There is no hope for justice when someone lacks basic humanity like this. Clearly, the woman is being harassed. What if he were in her shoes? Would he still feel as proud as he does now? But Officer Reynolds' absurd excuses did not end here.
You can make a phone call, ma'am. Go ahead.
Please, explain to me what's going on.
Ma'am, I feel silly explaining to you what's going on. You're an adult and you have a driver's license. So you know that when a police car gets behind you, turns on the lights and turns on the siren, and I stay behind, stop. You asked me to explain, I'm doing that. When that happens, you are required to yield, to pull over and stop immediately, not 5 miles later. And there are consequences for our actions. When we do something good, we're rewarded. When we do something bad, there's a penalty. Your penalty today is, I'm going to put you in jail. And that's so that you don't think you can get away with this tomorrow. You're under arrest and you're going to jail.
Listen to me.
What?
Listen to me. I realized right there in that light right there that I have police car behind me.
That is not believable, ma'am.
What's even scarier than Officer Reynolds' brutal words is that he shows no fear about his body cam footage being reviewed. This either means he's used to getting away with such unacceptable behavior, or these cops just don't care whose life is on the line as long as it's not theirs.
I'm going to put your hands in front of you, and you can call your husband and tell him what's going on. Come on out.
Why would you do this to me? Please, release me.
Get out of the car. I just don't know why you think it's acceptable to do what you did. You see all these police cars? You see all these police officers?
That's how I realized how it was to
Give
me.
me hands. Sit down. You can call your husband. You can come, scoot in. You're still going to jail, and you can tell him where your car is. Nothing. We're good. She wants to leave. No, we're gonna leave her up there. She said to leave it.
You want this one filled out?
No. Can he drive?
Medical City forward.
Do you have family there that I can give this key
It's
to?
only him. He can drive. He just had surgery.
Okay. No, I don't care. It'll be good. Thanks, guys. No, man. Thank you. Take the 1015 to jail with a female on a cash bond. It was not a pursuit. 32544.
1015 10-4.
Your incident has been updated.
It's definitely the latter. They don't care. They'll have an innocent citizen crying in the backseat and still turn a blind eye. A classic hypocrite. That's what Officer Reynolds is.
Item 513, can you start meds for this location? I've got a gentleman complaining that he's in pain.
Your incident has been updated.
So you'll be in jail, you'll see a judge in the next 4 hours, and then you'll be released immediately. You don't have to post a bond. Come on out, man. You don't have to post a bond. But when you get out, you'll still have to deal with your tickets. And I'm not accusing you of running from me. You were not running from me. The reason I pulled you over in the first place, come on out, man, was because you didn't move out of the left lane. There were 3 police cars stopped in the left shoulder.
I swear, did you realize I'm sorry? This is my first time.
It's unbelievable. I don't believe it. Come on out, ma'am.
Officer Reynolds should be fired immediately for his actions. Is this the code of conduct these officers are supposed to uphold? Ethically, morally, and mentally corrupt.
Do you have any weapons on you? Do you have a pocket knife? What's in this pocket right there?
Nothing. The same thing.
Okay.
My husband is calling. Can I respond or no?
What's that?
Can I respond? My husband is calling.
Yeah, answer the phone.
Hello? No tengo dirección. They're asking for address.
Of what? The jail? Or where your car is?
Here.
This is 350 West Belknap.
350. Sí. Solo busca forward jail, no sé la address. 351
West Belknap.
West Belknap. He had surgery. He was discharged.
Oh, okay.
They were waiting for me.
Okay. A college degree.
Yes, sir.
And you have a driver's license because I've seen it. And you're telling me, just be honest with me for this long. Just be honest with me. You're telling me that you didn't know that I was behind you trying to make you stop until the red light before.
I swear that was an accident or something. I didn't think it was me because...
Come on, ma'am. I was so close to not bringing her in. I'm just writing her a ticket.
This man kept torturing the poor woman, reminding her of her husband and baby, both whom she was worrying about.
Would you like me to take this key to your husband so he can get your car?
I don't know if he's coming. He cannot drive.
He's not able to drive. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I would tell you how you should have behaved, but you know that. You know that you should have pulled over. There's nothing I can tell you that you don't know. You're just not being honest with me.
Being honest, I swear to God. I mean, I'm a Christian believer. I'm not lying. Maybe I was so distracted I didn't realize.
No.
I realized on the light.
Just stop. Just stop. I saw you looking at me in the mirror. The only reason I'm not putting you in jail.
I don't want you to think I'm lying on your face.
I do think you're lying.
No,
I do think you're lying. Have a seat.
Montalvo felt wronged. Since the incident, she's had trouble sleeping or driving, accompanied by frequent anxiety attacks. In response, she filed a complaint with the department, hoping for restitution. Her dual complaints set off an internal affairs investigation monitored by the Oversight Office, which ultimately led to a 7-day suspension of Reynolds. Body camera footage, internal interviews, and documents obtained by the report offer a window into how the relationship between the city's Oversight Office and the police department has evolved in the 2 years since the accountability program's inception. While Officer Reynolds was busy causing chaos for innocent civilians, the next cop wasn't far behind in terms of corruption.
I don't consent you to walk any further.
What was that?
I do not consent you to walk any further.
Okay. You got a gun?
I'm open carrying today, yes.
Okay.
In May 2020, a man decided to exercise his First and Second Amendment rights by carrying a firearm holstered at his side. However, this didn't sit well with someone in his area. Almost immediately after he returned home, an officer showed up at his front door.
Can you identify yourself?
What was that?
Name and badge number, please. Huh? Name and badge number, please.
Officer Bargeneer, Off Police Department.
What can I do for you?
Department, man.
I don't consent you to walk any further.
What was that?
I do not consent you to walk any further.
Okay. You got a gun?
I'm open carrying today, yes.
Okay. Well, I was just here because somebody called you guys in suspicious.
Okay, I'm just walking around exercising my First and Second Amendment rights.
Okay. All right, yeah, man. That's you got. What's your name, man?
I don't answer questions.
So, do you live here, or? I'm just asking, man.
I would prefer to remain silent.
Okay. All right.
Am I being detained?
You're not.
Okay. This is a consensual conversation.
What was that?
This is a consensual conversation.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll allow you to proceed.
What was that?
I will allow you to proceed.
I appreciate it, man. I'm just trying to get your name, man. I like to know who I'm talking to.
You can call me sir, good citizen, boss man, whatever applies.
Okay. Well, I mean, I know I share my information with you, so what's your information, man?
Well, you're legally obliged to because you're a public servant.
What was that?
You're legally obliged to provide information because you're a public servant on duty. I'm gonna put this out. I have every intention of picking it up. I'm not gonna litter, okay? I'm gonna put it on the sidewalk, just put it out. That way I'm not holding it.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm not littering. I'm gonna pick it right back up when we're done.
So everybody,
I'm going to lock my door, close it.
Okay.
We're having a consensual conversation. I'm not being detained.
Okay. Everybody knows me, man, so I'm just trying to, I like to know who I'm talking to.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
So, what's your name, man? If I may ask.
Well, you've asked and I've answered.
And you...
Again, I've got no ill intent, no ill will towards anybody. I've got a Second Amendment right to walk around with my firearm.
All right, I'm just trying to figure out who you are. You got a gun, which I applaud you, man. It's okay to have a gun.
Well, can I ask you something then?
What's that?
If you applaud me and you're aware that this is a Second Amendment right and you've
But I got a call saying there was 2 suspicious males in all black. So
is suspicion a felony or a misdemeanor?
Depends what you're doing, man.
Well, no, suspicion is not a crime. Can I have your name and badge number, please?
My name?
And badge number, please.
It's 5'2".
Thank you. Officer Meyer, 5'2".
So yeah, man, that's what I'm trying to figure out. I was called in the area. All right.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know you. You now know me. I said my last name, badge number.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I know you as an officer of the law right now, so.
And I just like to know who I'm talking to, man. That's all.
The officer couldn't handle the fact that the auditor wasn't obliged to give his name. Frustrated and feeling powerless, the officer desperately tried to regain control, looking for any way to push back.
And you didn't tell me what you were doing.
Yes, I did. I'm walking around exercising my Second Amendment right. That's literally it. That's literally all I'm doing.
What's your name, buddy?
You can call me good citizen, sir, or boss man.
No, I won't call you either of those. You realize you have to identify yourself to a police officer?
Have I committed a crime today?
You have to identify yourself to a police officer.
Have I committed a crime? I'm not required.
Your identification, yeah, you are committing a crime.
Under what suspicion? What's your RAS?
We were called out for a suspicious call. That's what.
Right, is suspicion a misdemeanor or a felony?
You have to identify yourself with me on these calls, okay?
I'm not required to identify myself unless I've committed a crime.
Identify yourself. You are required by law if we ask to identify yourself. So don't look towards your gun.
No, I'm making sure we're 6 feet apart. I won't look down. I won't move my hands. My hands are up here.
Yeah, I see your hands. They're
Okay.
gonna stay there.
Listen, I do not consent to any search or seizure. This is my Fourth Amendment right. But if it makes you more comfortable, I will not resist you seizing my property from me.
Your property? What were you talking about, man?
My firearm on my side right now.
Okay.
If it makes you feel more comfortable, I'm not allowing you to do so. But I will not resist at all if you decide you want to seize my property from me and just put it aside while we have this conversation so you feel more at ease.
You'd expect another cop on the scene to sort things out, but it seems these 2 officers have a collective IQ that rivals a doorknob. The auditor certainly makes it seem that way.
I just got a call that there was 2 males wearing all black. There was no firearm in the description. I was just 2 males all black with a camera. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. And I happen to see you 2.
So, which part of that is suspicious or illegal?
I'm trying to figure out what was so suspicious about what you guys were doing.
Well, that's up to you to discern.
And that's what we're trying to do.
Somebody thought you guys were just it's somebody.
Well, no, it's not suspicious. I don't have a legal obligation to.
You have a legal obligation to identify yourself.
Can you give me that statute?
I was more than happy to look it up for you.
Please do.
It's absolutely shocking that the first cop just can't let it go. He's still badgering for the auditor's name, even resorting to some ridiculous logic. But the auditor sees right through it all.
I want to know who I'm talking to, because I don't want to call you guy or, a lot of people get butthurt about things like they don't want to get called.
Well, let's assume that I don't get butthurt by this.
And also I'm doing an investigation right now. So
yes, sir.
I would like your name to
put on the record.
Put in
for the paperwork.
Yep.
Yeah. Well.
That's all, man.
Well, if I'm not committing a crime, then.
Well, how are we to know that you don't have a felony and you're carrying a weapon? If you don't identify yourself, how are we to know that you're not committing a crime?
What reasonable suspicion do you have to believe that It is not my vehicle.
Okay.
What reasonable suspicion do you believe that I am committing a crime right now?
He told you right now what we're out here for, okay?
Right.
We're called for suspicion.
Second Amendment.
We are legally mandated to find out what the suspicious activity is, okay?
Yes.
What reason do I have to trust you now? You're not gonna tell me your name?
Well, you have no reason to distrust me.
I have every reason to distrust you.
Well, why is that? I'm not committing any crimes.
You're not cooperating.
Well, I mean, cooperate with what, though? I'm not committing a crime.
With our investigation, you have to identify.
Well, I'm not required to oblige. I'm not obliged to help you with your investigation.
Okay, that's fine. You just sit tight.
Yes, sir.
Now this is where the 3rd officer arrives on the scene. And look at his competence. He resolves the situation in less than a minute. This is the difference between a real cop and those who just spin tales.
Just exercising my rights. If exercising your rights makes it more... If me exercising my rights makes it more difficult for you, then what's the point of you enforcing any rights? You see what I'm saying?
So you scream out the amendments and all that. We have a job to do, man.
Yes, sir.
We just can't let.
Did you swear an oath to defend the Constitution when you took your job?
What was the original complaint? two suspicious males with a camera wearing all black. So that's all I got.
All black's just a color.
Okay. Were you on the sidewalk?
Yes, sir.
Did you try to go into buildings?
No, sir.
Were you just walking?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You didn't yell at anybody? Nothing
I
like
didn't
that?
say anything to anybody.
Okay. Who called this in? No clue. Okay.
I was just dispatched.
Where was he at when you approached?
They were right here.
Okay. Same another guy.
I'll tell you. I'll explain.
I believe our job here's done.
Yes, sir.
So.
Thank you. Could I have your name and badge number, please?
Yeah, Officer Vance, 7-5.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yep. You guys have a great day.
Finally, this video captures the moment when a police officer's carelessness ends up costing him his job and reputation.
Okay, so what does that mean? All right. Are you under the influence of something? What's wrong with you right now? I don't understand that.
Done.
Okay. Just cooperate with me.
You're fucking me.
Augie, I know they are, and I understand that.
On the night of October 27, 2018, Lieutenant Rick Byron received a call from Officer Justin Augustine, asking him to meet behind the old Board of Education office. When they met, Augustine confessed that he had crashed his cruiser while trying to relieve himself. What happened next at the police station was truly unexpected.
He needs to. Yeah, Augie, come here. Let's go out here in the garage. We got to put your weapons away. Come out here, we'll talk. You'll be all right. The car's just being taken to Lumpkins. What's going on in there? Huh?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? We got to put your weapons away.
Okay.
You're not. Here, let me have a second. Unload it. Just need to unload it.
What am I doing?
Byron wasted no time disarming Justin's gun and securing everything.
We got, sorry. When you total a vehicle, here, go in here. So we can put this way. When you total a vehicle, you got to go down for a haul assessment. Everybody that wrecks a cruiser that totals it has to go down there. So what we do is just take your taser off of you, and you have any backup weapons on you or anything? Drop your vest or your duty belt, because you don't need that. We're going to go down to an alcohol test down at the hospital, you and I. And you don't need all your gear, so take your... are you all right, Augie?
Yeah.
You seem... your focus seems divided on me. What's going on? You just nervous?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you under the influence of anything, Augie? No? Good. I hope not. I do. Where's your vest at?
Justin, affectionately known as Augie, clearly struggles to focus and grasp the situation at hand. Despite Byron's hope that he isn't under the influence, it's painfully obvious that he is.
All right. What else do you got on you? You got
done.
Pocket knife, huh?
I'm done.
What's going on, though? Tell me what's going on, bud.
I'm done.
What do you mean you're done? You going to go with me to take the test, Augie? You're refusing it? You don't want to do that.
I'm done.
Okay, so what does that mean? All right. Are you under the influence of something, Augie? What's wrong with you right now? I don't understand that.
I'm done.
Okay. Are you going with me?
No.
So what are you going to do?
I'm going home.
Can you call somebody to come get you?
I don't need to.
Well, I'm not going to let you drive.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
What?
I'm not going to let you drive. Can you call your wife? All right, let's go out here. All right? Don't play this game with me, bud. I'm trying to trying to help you out here.
You ain't doing shit.
Well, I can't do stuff. I'm just doing what I got to do, Augie. It's my job. If you want to leave, go ahead and leave. All right, let's go. Let's go. Come on, Augie. Don't do this, man. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. All right? I'm just doing my job. I'm just asking you to relax, okay?
I'm done.
Okay, and I understand that. I understand what you're saying. All right? I just don't want you to do it like this. All right? I'm not trying to be a prick. I'm not trying to be difficult. You got to understand, it's my job, dude. All right? So don't treat me like that. If you want to be done, I understand that.
Augustine, clearly hammered and slurring his words, refused to take an alcohol test. He desperately hoped Byron would turn a blind eye and let him stumble home, but Byron wasn't having it. Looks like some cops still play by the rules.
So, Augie, are you okay to drive, brother?
Yeah.
Seriously, I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
All right, well, get going then. Do what you got to do, all right? Augie, you need to get it. You need to relax. No, huh? What'd you say? Who is? You just wrecked a cruiser. It's not the end of the world. I know, it's not the end of the world. We can do this, Augie. If you just go down and take the test like we're asking you, if you do that, then we can at least get that cleared to where you can come back to work. Seriously, Augie, I'm trying to help you, bud. Huh? What'd you say? I don't know. What'd you say?
Fucked up.
What do you mean you're fucked up? Alcohol? Pills? What are you talking about? So I can't let you drive home, all right?
Yeah, I can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I can.
You said you're fucked up. How are you going to drive home?
I'm not fucked up. I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up.
What? Help me understand, Justin.
What the fuck?
You talking about just in the head?
Fuck you.
Huh? We don't need to do this, Augie.
What?
Come on. We don't. Why are you doing this like? Why are you doing me like that? Huh? What have I done to you for you to do that? Do me like that, man? Seriously. I am honest to God being serious with you. What have I done to you for you to treat me like that?
What the fuck?
Huh?
What the fuck?
I don't know. I didn't wreck the cruiser in there and then have to ask you to come to take the test.
At this point, Augie can't contain his emotions any longer and begins lashing out, blaming poor Officer Byron, the one person still on his side.
I understand that, Augie, that you're upset. I get that. You're having a tough time right now with everything that's going on, bud. But it doesn't have to go out like this, okay? It's just an accident.
Troy 421.
Okay?
What I do?
Huh?
The what I do?
What do you mean, what do you do? What do you do?
If it's just an accident, what I do?
You hit a semi-trailer, so again, as part of our policy, we have to go down with that and go take the test. That's the way you're going to do this? You're about to get yourself arrested, bud.
For what?
What do you mean, what am I going to do? I can't let you drive. So you try to get in that car, I got to stop you. And then you're going to start fighting with me. What is that going to do? Huh? Seriously, Augie, why are you doing this to me? I didn't do anything to you. Okay? I didn't do anything to you. Well, let's go back in here so we can figure this out, Augie. Please.
Augie expected his friend Byron to let him off the hook and skip the sobriety test, but policy is policy. Acting like a child and ignoring all reason, Augie fails to see that refusing the test will only seal his fate and lead to his arrest.
Augie, I know they are, and I understand that. Can you call your wife and have her come get you, bud? Get your phone out and call her. You don't have your phone? You want to use mine?
What's this gonna do?
Huh?
What's this gonna do?
I don't know. That's why I got to call him, so. How much did you drink today, Augie? A lot. You know he's going to want to do a test, right? Not an employment test. He's going to say, hey, this guy's driving a car, we need to test him. And I mean, you got the right to refuse it, but we got to go through the process on that, Augie. Now, again, I want you to understand that I know, you probably are. You're right. I'm not going to sugarcoat it or lie to you. Huh? Augie, come on, bud. Come on, just calm down, bud. I understand you're upset. You got to calm down. Remember, Augie. Huh? I'm talking to you as a friend here, too. All right.
He admits to drinking on camera, not realizing how bad it looks. The lieutenant stays calm despite the officer's swearing, but the officer's attitude makes things tough for the lieutenant.
He's refusing to be tested. So, are you going to go down for the test, Augie? He's refusing that. Okay. Bye. Thank you for being honest with me, Augie. I hate to see you like that, bud. I didn't do this, Augie. Why are you taking it out on me?
Yeah, it's on you.
Huh?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay. All right.
You put that stance.
I'm just waiting for a phone call back. Just relax, bud. Just relax. All right? Enough. Relax. Just relax. It says you're now under arrest for OVI, operating a vehicle under the influence of alcohol and a drug or a combination of them, operating a vehicle under the influence of a listed controlled substance or a listed metabolite of a controlled substance. operating a vehicle after underage alcohol consumption or having physical control of a vehicle while under the influence. If you refuse to take any chemical tests required by law, your Ohio driving privileges will be suspended immediately and you will have to pay a fee to have the privileges reinstated. If you have a commercial driver's license and refuse to submit to the test or test, you will immediately be placed out of service for 24 hours. You will be disqualified from operating a commercial motor vehicle for a period of not less than 1 year, and you will be required to surrender your commercial driver's license to me.
The lieutenant then sat him down, read him his rights, and officially arrested him, treating him like any other citizen who's facing arrest.
It's not the 2255 form in here because I got all his information. Yeah, I read it to him. He's refusing. So, if it's okay with you, I'm not going to issue a citation right now. I'll write it out later and do what we got to do. Or how do you want that done?
No, we'll treat it like a normal OBI.
Can you go get me a traffic ticket, please? Here you can look at the pictures on my phone. I don't know how good they are. It wasn't an ideal situation.
Yeah. Wow.
Now that we got him back here, I'm a lot better, but I'm still concerned about his behaviors. But because I had him outside earlier when it was.
The supervisor returned to discuss the case with the lieutenant, and things weren't looking good for Augie. As Byron filled out the paperwork, another colleague approached him, visibly shaken.
Bruce is coming in.
To talk to him?
He's probably going to do a order in to do an admin blood draw after you guys are done.
He's not going to do that.
No, you know what that means.
Yep. It doesn't matter, to be honest with you, so let's not fight over it because he was threatening me out there. His behavior was...
Oh, really?
He didn't come out and say, I'm going to kick your ass or do something, but he's going, what are you going to do about it? He starts clenching on it. It's a lot.
Okay.
His totally insubordinate.
Okay.
To the point where I was calling you, telling you, basically to let you know that we're going to be fighting.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting from you.
Yeah, there was no question. Fortunately, I got him to calm down.
Yeah.
And there's something went on in here. He'll have to tell us later because I told him.
Okay.
But I wouldn't be surprised if we aren't there, if we don't get there yet.
Okay.
He also came to work today not wearing a vest.
Like, dressed and...
Right now, he doesn't have his vest on. I found that out when I took him in the arsenal to
Meanwhile, Augustine's state worsened to the point where he couldn't even sit properly at the table. It was a stark display of his intoxication, highlighting the potential disaster if he had been allowed to stumble home alone.
Here's Justin. Can you go get me, bud? He's been here now. Apparently you dropped the Visa card at your bank card. You dropped that there in the cruiser. Justin, here's the DMV 2255 form for the refusal. And since we had so much time, I went ahead and wrote the citation out. The citation is going to be for the OBI refusal, and then just reasonable control on private property. What that is. So here's your copy of the 2255 form, and I need you to sign the ticket. Well, that didn't make it. I got one. If you'll just sign right here, get a copy of that.
At this stage, higher authorities are stepping in, and Augie is about to face the music for his actions. Plans have to be devised in case he keeps refusing sobriety testing.
Okay. So you're required to do it, but of course, it's not like we're going to hold you down and make you. So my question to you now is, what you have to do is sign a form at the ER before the testing that you would release the results of the test to the police department, and you would get your own copy as well. If you refuse to sign that form, then that would be considered insubordination and you'd be subject to disciplinary action. It's still your option to do that, and I'd like to know if that's what your intention would be before we brought everyone down to the emergency room. You only have a little bit of time, because we're on a 2-hour period that we're trying for, to confer with an attorney or a union rep. And again, understand this will not be used as part of the criminal investigation. So with all that in mind, would you submit and authorize release of, okay, at the ER? Okay. Okay, and I'm a little worried too. I want to make sure that, I think that'll be good, because at the ER we can talk about, or they can make sure you're okay to be cut loose. Okay. Because here's the other piece that we can't, and I'm sure it's no surprise to you, placing you on administrative leave. We got to get this straightened out. But in the meantime, remember we've been talking for a while that one day we're going to be in an adversarial situation. And right now we are. So I'm not the guy to be really comforting you or giving you advice. Okay, because right now I have to do what I need to do to protect the city and the department. Okay? So, on admin leave, you have to make yourself available. If we call you anytime during the day and say, Justin, we need you to come down here or something like that, between the hours of 8 and 4, you still need to be available.
As the reality of his situation fully settles upon Augie, he breaks down crying as he realizes that his life as he knows it is coming to a difficult turn where he is going to be thrust into this cocktail of problems.
You're still on payroll until we finish this testing. But then as soon as that's all done, then you're on admin leave until further notice. Okay. I am too. I was hoping the system, we would never get to this point. Do you want us to try to get an attorney or a union rep? No? Okay. You are saying no to an attorney or union rep right now? Okay. Okay, so then we'll try to get this done as quickly as we can, get you home, and then you need to start working on stuff, my friend.
It's appalling to see the police's decision to continue paying a drunken officer, despite him completely wrecking a police cruiser that the hardworking taxpayers funded.
Hereby ordered to fully cooperate with the investigating official. Your failure to cooperate will create an objective and subjective fear of termination. You have the following rights and responsibilities during this investigation. You have the right to be informed of the allegations involved. You will be asked questions specifically directed and narrowly related to the performance of your official duties. Statements made during any interviews may be used as evidence of misconduct or as the basis for seeking disciplinary action against you. Any statements made by you during these interviews cannot be used against you in any subsequent criminal proceeding, nor can the fruits of any of your statements be used against you in any subsequent criminal proceeding. Hereby ordered to fully cooperate with the investigating official. Your failure to cooperate will create an objective and subjective fear of termination. You have the following rights and responsibilities during this investigation. You have the right to be informed of the allegations involved. You will be asked questions specifically directed and narrowly related to the performance of your official duties. Statements made during any interviews may be used as evidence of misconduct or as the basis for seeking disciplinary action against you. Any statements made by you during these interviews cannot be used against you in any subsequent criminal proceeding, nor can the fruits of any of your statements be used against you in any subsequent criminal proceeding. If you so request, a person of your choice may be present to serve as a witness during the interviews. If you refuse to answer questioning related to the performance of your official duties, you'll be subject to dismissal. You understand that?
Justin, we don't want you falling out of the seat, so that's why he's holding on to your shoulder.
We do have the squad respond to the garage doors with the unit, please.
It isn't every day that you see a grown man cry when he's faced with accountability. That too a cop. And the next cop isn't any better. He tried flexing his badge on a citizen, but it didn't work at all.
Got a call for a suspicious vehicle, okay? Someone passerby or whomever called said it was a white vehicle sitting along the power lines.
I'm sitting on the power lines or sitting in a public street.
What's that?
I'm sitting in a public street minding my business. That's all I'm doing. Yeah.
Okay, well, we got a call for a suspicious vehicle. We're just checking on said vehicle. Are you the owner of the car, sir?
I'm sorry, I'm not going to answer any questions. I invoke my Fifth Amendment right to remain silent. Can I get a badge number?
It's 37.
And his name?
Sergeant Brian Gilmore.
Brian Gilmore. Okay.
Would you like to speak to him as well?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I just want to mind my business, man. People drive by here, see me parked here doing nothing wrong.
Amendment right, not talk to us.
Yes, because I'm not doing anything illegal, right? Literally just parked in a public street. That's right.
Okay, well.
Just because somebody called in a suspicious car doesn't mean you're doing anything illegal. Did they specifically identify something illegal that I was doing? Was I trespassing?
At this point, the reason we're requesting the identification is number one, we identify everybody we talk to. It's part of our routine.
Here's some crucial background. People are typically free to refuse to answer questions without facing immediate jail time under the Fifth Amendment of the United States Constitution. It seems like our officials here have forgotten everything about that. If people saw my channel, perhaps they would have a better understanding of effective law enforcement practices.
It's accepted, and it's something that's been approved by the Supreme Court.
It's not been
and the United States Supreme Court.
It's not been approved by any Supreme Court.
Okay, all right. Well,
unless
you
have
disagree
reasonable,
all you want, but just because you think so doesn't.
Unless you have reasonable suspicion of a crime.
Okay. Well,
I don't have to provide any ID, sir.
But you're on one of our streets in our town, and in order for you to leave, you're going to have to be legally able to drive.
Who pays for these streets, sir?
Excuse me?
Who pays for the street?
Upper Chichester Township.
The township, right? The people. It's a taxpayer-funded street, right? And that means I can park here. I can travel through here. Also, I can stop on the streets. It's not illegal for me to do that. In your investigation, what have you concluded that I've done that's illegal?
That I have somebody that's refusing to provide identification.
And that's not illegal. Am I under arrest?
Sir. Under the vehicle code?
Am I under arrest?
Huh? You're not. You may be, and we'll have to find that out.
So are you threatening me with arrest?
Am I threatening you? No, I am not threatening you.
This individual must have dealt with self-proclaimed know-it-alls previously too.
Sir, well, conduct your job. I'm not providing any ID because I didn't commit any crimes.
You don't need to commit a crime for us to ask you to
provide
ID, sir.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You need RAS. Without RAS, there's no probable cause. Is that illegal? Can you just come here and identify me?
They didn't say you were a pink flamingo either, so
well, that's fine. But I'm not providing any ID. Where do we go from here? I didn't do anything illegal. Are you threatening me with arrest?
I'm telling you that you need to provide identification. You're
I'm not providing any investigation.
You are required.
Do your investigation. Go and talk to the person who called and find out what I did that was illegal. Talk to them. Do your investigation. Do a thorough investigation. You just don't come here and talk to me. Talk to them, see what I did. Because they called to talk to them. I didn't do anything wrong. You're not going to force me to identify. But do an investigation to see if I did anything wrong.
And in the state of Pennsylvania, if you're operating a motor vehicle, which is what you're doing.
I'm not operating a motor vehicle.
You absolutely are.
I'm parked on a public street.
You're in command and control of the vehicle.
I'm parked on a public street.
If you were under the influence of alcohol or another drug, I could arrest you for DUI, but you're not.
I'm parked on a public street.
Okay.
Good. That's all I'm doing here. I'm parked on a public street. Doing nothing illegal. You're not providing me the case number?
That's correct.
Okay, well then you're not getting any ID.
Okay.
What's the next step?
You'll probably get a citation for failure to provide driver's license.
Sergeant Gilmore, finally realizing how silly his actions were, decided to do this.
Can you call the dispatcher and give me this incident number? I'd like to document
you can
this.
Our police station, grab the incident number.
So you're not providing incident number?
I don't have an incident number until I go back and do the report. I can't just pull one out of thin air.
I applaud this man for being aware of his rights and refusing to be exploited.
I'm not going to be surprised. I'm sorry. Sure. Hey, can I come in there? Hey, do you mind giving me incident number, please?
Yep.
That's all I wanted.
Last name's Clapp, badge number's 44.
Thank you, Clapp.
Hey, have a good one.
I just want an incident number. Literally, that's all.
We don't generate an incident number until it clears. All right.
Until it clears what? Like the call?
The radio system, yep.
So you're about to clear it, I would assume?
You can get it tomorrow, okay?
Fortunately, not all police officers are naive, and he locates another one who has the common sense to provide him with the incident number he needs. If you're bad-mouthing the last cops, wait till you see how a journalist was pushed to the ground and handcuffed while covering a news conference.
Oh my God! You guys, this is bad. Stop.
February 8th, 2023, a journalist was broadcasting a news conference about a train derailment in Ohio. Two state highway patrol troopers and the Ohio National Guard's Major General John Harris asked Lambert to stop his live reporting, and that's when an argument started. Major Harris argued that Lambert was being loud and disruptive, but what right does he have to boss and threaten him around?
You were told to shut it down, you continued on. Go. Now. Go. Now. Or you can go to jail. Sir. You want to go to jail for criminal trespassing? Do you want to go to jail for criminal trespassing? Do you understand?
You know how quickly our lawyers will get me out?
I don't care.
Sir, can we
I don't
talk?
care.
Just go outside.
Let's talk outside.
Go. Let's talk outside.
Come
Out
outside.
the doors.
Out the doors.
Out the doors. By other media right now. I'm going to listen.
I don't care.
It's my
You're going to
job.
walk out the door.
I'm going to listen.
You're going to walk
Do
out the
not
door.
touch me.
Come on out, sir. You're going to walk out the door, or you're going to jail.
Do not touch me. Sir, can we talk outside, please? I'm trying to
Can we talk
listen.
outside, please?
And he escalated with me. I am doing my job. This is covered by the First Amendment.
Excuse me, sir. I'm the building supervisor here. Please leave.
There you have it.
You're going to stand outside.
You are.
Or you're going to jail.
Let's go.
Let's
Let's go.
Come on, out. Out the door. Out the door. Yeah, you're under arrest. Under arrest.
The journalist was in his right to do his job. He didn't do anything to warrant the treatment he got next.
Oh my God! You guys, this is bad. Stop.
I am on the ground. What are you trying to do?
Stop resisting! Stop this! Oh my God! Stop! You wouldn't get this. This is so bad.
Put your hands behind your back.
Lay flat.
Lay flat, please.
You guys, he's a national correspondent. You cannot do this.
I'm a reporter with News Nation. It's all being recorded right now.
I hope it is.
This is
Excessive
horrible.
work because you can't talk to people about doing their jobs.
Oh my God! I cannot believe this.
With it.
This is horrible.
This is what it's like to be a black reporter in 2023.
Evan, I'm so sorry. Evan, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Sia.
Pull over, sir.
Lambert was thrown to the ground and handcuffed. Does a major have that much authority? Afterwards, the reporter's manager came to clarify his case.
Rudeness or disrespect or anything. We've been waiting for, we were up there, we had a live shot scheduled to report on this at 5:15. Okay. That's locked in stone. So, coincidence of all coincidence, the governor literally walks out at 5:15. It's the worst possible timing in the world, okay? But there's nothing that we can do about that. He's committed to doing his live shot. He's got people talking to him.
The reason why he is where he is, he was told to leave. He refused to leave.
Okay.
Then the building superintendent comes over and says, I don't want you here.
Okay.
He still refused to leave.
I didn't
So now
witness
he's arrested.
I didn't witness any of
That's his own fault he's arrested. All he had to do was pipe up.
I didn't.
And he just kept on arguing.
All I'm telling you is, from the television standpoint of
I understand what you're trying to do.
It's
I understand
television.
you guys have a
It's
job
just-
to do.
Yeah.
But when he's told to leave
I understand.
by law enforcement,
I
does not.
can't speak to that. That's an issue. But what I thought I might just be able to give you some insight on I understand.
If you look at it from the broadcaster's side, the reporter did nothing wrong. He was just following orders, and he knew he was following the Constitution as well. Governor DeWine did not know that the reporter was making this request, nor did he ask that the reporter cease his live broadcast, according to his office. We are unable to comment on the circumstances leading up to the reporter's arrest because the governor was not present when the broadcast concluded. All charges on the journalist were dropped after the news broke of his arrest. This last case had one arrogant major who got battered by the public's opinions, but this next one had a female cop that was beyond dumb.
That's not my problem.
I don't want to take you to jail, but also, I'm doing my job.
You clearly do.
An angry female cop approached an unidentified person who was just strolling about Jacksonville.
Is there a reason I'm doing a job? Yeah, to make money.
Okay, people have just been calling, just thinking it's kind of weird.
It's journalism. I'm sorry.
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, it's protected under the First Amendment, so.
I'm not saying you're not.
Sorry about that.
All right, but hold on.
Am I being detained?
Yeah, right now.
For what? For which crime?
So I'm further investigating why you're walking around.
What crime? That's not a crime. Walking around isn't a crime. You have to articulate a crime before you can detain me. Supervisor. Yep. You can't detain just anyone. You have to articulate a crime. You're incorrect. Get your supervisor and let's find out.
He's probably the type to run from real challenges, opting instead to pick on innocent civilians over the most trivial matters.
So you are failure. You're not identifying yourself. You're refusing.
What crime have I committed?
So at the end of the day, if law
it's not the end. It's the beginning.
Listen to me for a sec. So if law enforcement requests your identification, right? Your name, your date of birth, your ID card, your driver's license number, you are obligated to give that to law enforcement.
No, you're not.
Okay.
Not unless you can articulate a crime.
So I can articulate that this
walking around is not suspicious. Isn't a crime.
Okay, but it is something we have to investigate.
It's not a crime, so I don't have to comply with anything. I don't have to help you in your investigation.
Okay. Well, I am asking you to identify yourself. You are refusing.
Haven't committed a crime.
That doesn't matter.
It does matter. No, I do not.
Okay.
Hello, sir. How
Name and badge number, please.
My name's Corporal Tim Bureau. My officer number is 674.
Thank you.
Jackson Police Department.
Thank you.
You live around here?
I'm not answering any questions.
Okay. Well, you have a nice day then, okay?
Thank you. Am I free to go?
Yeah, you've been free to go this whole time.
She told me I've been detained.
Oh, okay.
Twice now. So I'm detained?
Well, you want a supervisor?
Am I detained?
I'm trying to identify you.
That's not happening. Am I detained?
Well, at the end of the day, I'm trying to identify you.
That's not my problem. I don't have to further your investigation for you. That's your job.
Knowing fully well that she could not lawfully hold him, she attempted to sidestep the subject at hand. In the meantime, another officer, maybe sensing the absurdity of the situation, signaled to our buddy that he might go.
Apparently you have no idea how it works. You can't walk up to a citizen not committing a crime and demand ID. That's not how this works.
Okay. So you know the law more than
I do, actually. It turns out that I do. Obviously, I'm a journalist.
Well, how is that obvious?
I'm gathering content for a story. Who else does that? Do mechanics do that? Excuse me?
I said everybody with a cell phone isn't a journalist.
If they choose to be, they are. It's in the Constitution.
Okay. Cell phones make you a journalist?
If that's what you choose to do, yeah.
Okay.
This arrogant cop thought he was being clever, but anybody may videotape on public land without facing legal repercussions because of the First Amendment. This friend of ours maintains his position and strikes their ego really hard. These police officers' ignorance of the rules they're tasked with enforcing is quite disgraceful.
We're not in court, sir.
We can be very easily.
I would like to avoid that.
I would rather not, because this is going to keep happening until you guys are taught a lesson.
What's that, sir?
That you can't bully people into giving ID when you don't suspect a crime.
Sir, nobody is trying to bully you into anything.
She just told me she could take me to jail if I don't give her my ID.
What she's trying to make you sure you understand is when law enforcement are investigating something.
They can investigate whatever you want. You have to suspect me of a crime.
Is this where our taxes go these days? Truly despicable.
Right now you're detained.
Okay. For what crime do you suspect me of?
Because she's following up on investigation.
What crime do you suspect me of?
Suspicious activity.
It's not. So suspicion is a crime.
Are you going to give her your name and information?
No.
Turn off the chains back.
Okay.
This man here was wrongfully detained, arrested, and later charged with resisting a public safety officer and obstructing an investigation. And now an innocent guy who was simply out on a walk has to deal with a criminal record for the rest of his life. If you thought cops behave like the street, you'd be surprised to know that you'll find them at the police stations too.
Yeah, sir, I have paperwork to turn in. Don't walk away from me.
Don't you tell me what to do.
Sir, you're a public servant, I'm telling you.
This auditor filed a complaint about their heedless activities at the Maryland Capitol Police Headquarters in Annapolis. This is an authorized and legitimate activity. However, he is taken aback by what he discovers as soon as he enters the building.
Yep. So I was here a couple weeks ago, and I turned this in, and it wasn't,
Hold on. Let me get a police officer for you.
Okay.
Have a seat right there. What's your name?
I'd rather not give that.
Well, the name is on your complaint, right?
No, it's not.
You'd rather not give your name for the officer to come out here and address you?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I checked, so there's no sergeant around.
Okay. So what's that supposed to mean? I'm just not allowed to turn in my complaint now?
It's not that you're not allowed to turn in your complaint. There's no one to accept it from you.
Okay, well, we're during business hours on a Tuesday afternoon, ma'am.
Well, this is session. Maryland General Assembly is in session right now.
Right down the
And
street.
A lot of the officers are out on patrol.
Okay, well, we're
so
gonna have to call one over here to do their job, ma'am.
Well,
You
don't talk to me like that. I'm not a police officer.
Okay.
I'm trying to assist you.
I'm not talking to you like anything. I'm just saying you're gonna have to call a police officer down here. You can't deny me of public services,
I'm not
ma'am.
denying you anything.
Well, you're telling me there's no sergeant to come down here and do the job. I'll sit over here and ring the doorbell, man. How about that? So what you're saying is there is a sergeant here. Oh yeah. Let's explain a big lie before you come out here, because you just told me there's no sergeant here. So how are you speaking to a sergeant? How are you speaking to a sergeant then, ma'am? How are you speaking to a sergeant if there's not one here? You want to answer that question? How are you speaking to a sergeant if there's not a sergeant here?
Hi, sir.
Hi, who are you, ma'am?
I'm Sergeant Alexander.
Sergeant Alexander, can you tell me why this lady just lied to me and said there's no sergeant here in the building?
What is it that you need?
Can you tell me, the first thing I need is you to tell me why she just lied to me and told me there's no sergeant in the building.
Okay, well. I said that could handle your issues.
No, you said there's no sergeant here.
Well, I said that could handle
Ma'am, it's all on videotape. If you want to sit down and go over it, we can sit down and go over it and you can see where you're wrong.
The receptionist immediately puts up unwarranted opposition to the auditor. She doesn't even know who he is or what he wants, yet she still behaves so badly. It begs the question of how awful the rest of her squad is.
And regardless, it's during business hours on a business day. There has to be somebody to accept this. So then why did she say he wasn't here? Why did she say he wasn't here then? What is the issue? I'm trying to turn in paperwork. I don't know why the lady that came out there who was originally going to help me came out and said, oh, there's no sergeant here to help you, and just shook her, so. Okay. So what is that supposed to mean? Well, I'm just saying they're all on legislation, so.
We were.
Okay, so what is that? You got down here pretty quick, didn't you?
There's another door.
You got down here pretty quick for being in legislation, aren't you?
Do you have a problem?
You see how quick, I do have a problem. You see how quick you got down here when you thought that I was causing a disturbance or when someone cried to call you down here, but nobody could come down here to help me 2 seconds ago. Yeah, sir, I have paperwork to turn in. Don't walk away from me.
Don't you tell me what to do.
Sir, you're a public servant. I'm telling you.
No, you're not telling me.
I'm telling you.
You want to get arrested again?
Sir, I'm doing, sir, this is legal.
Give me the papers.
Yeah, it's going to be date, stamp, and a copy to return to me.
I have a date stamp.
Well, that's how it's done, sir. That's the official way it's done. You can't change protocol. You can't change protocol just because you don't want to deal with me, sir.
I do want to deal with you.
Okay, then please, I need these stamped, copied, and returned to me. I need a date stamp. You guys have that.
Where?
Back in the office, sir.
We're the only one.
Every police station has that.
Can I see what you're talking about?
No, you can get a date thing and you can come out here and then you can stamp my paperwork.
One of two ways. You either cooperate
Well,
with
no,
me.
sir, there's only one way this gets handled.
You're either going to cooperate with me.
Sir, there's a
or you're gonna walk away.
Sir, there's a legal way of doing this. Okay, so then why is it that I'm asking them to simply stamp it, sir? I'm asking them to
stamp it as received.
At last, an officer recognizes the existence of a received stamp. I'm not sure why, but this person is able to recognize it and take care of it for him.
Ma'am, I'm doing legal business.
Come with me.
I was told by the commissioner that I could do this. This is legal business. I have legal business. No, ma'am, this is legal business. I'm in a public lobby.
I'm going to be here and I'm going to help you.
Okay.
Outside because you're disturbing.
I'm not disturbing anything, ma'am.
You're disturbing.
No, I'm not, ma'am. I'm asking them to do their job. They're disturbing it by refusing me services, ma'am.
What do you need?
I need these stamped and returned to me.
Simply see how she is pushing the cops aside to make room for herself. She is obviously angry that she has to help this person and deal with him. She's totally engulfed in corruption.
I need these done properly. I'm not interfering with the flow of business. They're refusing to do it.
Hey, I want 2 sergeants here and a lieutenant. That's it. Everyone else can go.
What's up, Barnes? How you doing, buddy? Good, man. Good, man. How you doing? Good. I'm hanging in there, buddy. I'm hanging in there. I'm trying to fill out complaints for what happened that day, but they're being ignorant about it. And so why is it they can't come down here pretty quick to try and help me? Because you came in here huffing and puffing, sir. You threatened 3 times. You threatened 3 times to arrest me. You said you can leave or you're going to be arrested. So that's how I thought you were going to arrest me, because you said it, sir. It came out of your mouth. That's why I thought that.
You might want to look at your camera.
I have it.
You might want to look at that.
You might want to look at it.
All right, that's enough. Get him out of here. Go on. Get him out of here.
I'm waiting for my paperwork, sir.
Go outside with
No, sir. This is a public lobby.
Michael Wilson, the head of police, arrives on the scene. Watch how naive he is about the auditor while he conducts a legitimate audit. He just can't seem to get that it's permissible to file a complaint against a public official.
Business, sir.
You have been told 3 times not to
and
come.
I'm waiting
Listen,
for
look at me.
And I've been told by the commissioner that if I have legal business, I can come in this office, sir.
You have been told 3 times not to trespass into this building because you create a problem when you're here.
I'm doing legal business,
Now
sir.
I'm telling you to leave the building.
I'm doing legal business,
If you don't
sir.
leave the building, you're going to get arrested again.
I'm doing legal
and
business,
again,
sir.
and again.
I'm doing
you're
legal
not
business,
to come back
sir.
here.
I'm doing
It's
legal
not
business,
legal
sir.
business.
It is, sir.
Get out or get locked up.
I have a right.
Lock him up.
Sir, I have a right to file
You're under
grievances.
arrest for trespassing.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you
Rebecca, can you just please give me my paperwork so I can leave?
It's too late for that.
Sir, Rebecca, what is going on out here?
You're under arrest for trespassing.
I'm not, sir. I'm doing legal business.
You've been told to
I'm waiting for my paperwork so I can leave. Ma'am, please, that's all I'm waiting for so I can leave. Sir, I'm gonna come back here. This is I have a right to file these complaints, sir. Yeah, my cell phone. No. My keys, my cell phone, my wallet. I don't understand why I'm being arrested. I literally, okay. Sir, I was told that if I had legal business, sir, I have a legal right to be here if I'm filing a grievance, sir. I'm filing a grievance, sir. Sir, I'm filing a grievance. I'm allowed here. Sir, this is a violation of 18 Code US 242. It's a deprivation of public services. I have a right to file grievances with my government, sir. I was told by the commissioner when he arrested me unlawfully out here last time and lied upon me, and I was taking the commissioner. I asked them, well, how is it that I can come back here to do this because I need? And they said you are allowed back there if you have legal and lawful business. They told me that filing this complaint is legal and lawful business. So how is it that I'm being trespassed, or how is it I'm being arrested for trespassing if I have a complaint that I filled out and filed?
Your initial time that you came in, you were trying to get an investigation started.
I was trying to find out why my tags have been taken off my car.
I got you.
And that's when I was arrested down here.
Is this the second time you've filled out this paperwork? Who'd you fill it out on the first time?
You can see both of them right there. No, it's not the same thing. No, they're for different incidents, different days, different incidents.
I got you.
I filled out different incident forms for different days.
So
I didn't want to put 5 incidents on one thing, you know what I mean? So that's why, yeah.
So the first one was for the tags and all that stuff?
Yeah. All that justification for nothing. The cops are incapable of thinking with their own brains because they are power drunk. They are only stealing citizen rights and enforcing an authoritarian system.
No, I haven't been banned. I haven't been banned, sir.
Okay.
You can't ban someone from doing a constitutionally protected activity. I have a right to file this, sir. You're right. I can't come here and just sit down and chill in the office. I can't go in there and do the security card process in the center.
Mr. Falk, are you going to allow me to explain to you real quick?
I would rather not speak to you, sir.
These moments serve as a stark warning of what can happen when those in authority don't think before they act. If you're interested in seeing more of these dramatic downfalls, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to stay updated on all our latest content. This is Detective Mystery signing off.